Hello, cinephiles, and welcome to Silver Screen Sips, a podcast where two idiots talk about movies. And welcome to season 14. Woo! Today, we're kicking it off with the Purge franchise. We're going to be going in chronological order. So we're starting with the 2018 movie, The First Purge. We probably should have mentioned that in the last one, but we kind of made that decision last minute.
She said we're starting with The First Purge. Now, does that mean it's The First Purge or The First Purge? As everybody knows, The First Purge is The First Purge, but were we watching The First Purge or are we watching The First Purge? It's The First Purge movie or The First Purge movie, you know?
I think I might have just had a stroke listening to you. We're watching.
That's when they named it. When they named it,
The First Purge. That's what we're watching.
Yeah, because they named the movie The First Purge, and everybody goes like, so whenever they refer to the movie, are they talking about The First Purge movie, or are they talking about The First Purge movie? Yeah? Because
that will change a lot. If they said The First Purge was really good, we really need to clarify which one they're talking about.
Yeah, yes, we do.
Just a reminder that there are spoilers ahead for movies and TV shows that you may not have seen yet, so just know you've been warned. Now, do we have any announcements? I feel like I don't know. For some reason, I feel like we haven't talked in a while, even though it was last week.
Not really.
Wow. Okay. Very exciting lives we live. Yeah, I don't think there's anything new or exciting that's been happening lately, but there is some new and exciting things happening in this week in Hollywood. Did you like that one? That was a good one. No, really? No. I thought that was a great segue. What the fuck? I thought I did so well. Okay, whatever. Isaiah, go ahead.
I'm just picky about my segues.
You try it then. Can you do better?
No, I can't. So
okay. I don't want to hear it.
All right. Well, to start us off, we have the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. It's finally out and has been smashing records, reaping in a nice $78 million of domestic debut over the Halloween weekend. Yeehaw!
Wow.
I saw it. Beth, I don't know if you got the chance to see it. Have you seen it yet?
I'm seeing it this weekend.
I will keep my opinion to myself until after. So check out.
We'll talk about it next week, guys.
In next week's episode, we'll have a little thing to talk about. But yeah, it has made the highest grossing opening weekend for a Blumhouse, surpassing 2018's Halloween. Halloween 2018's Halloween made $76.22 million on its opening domestic box office weekend. It is also the third biggest debut for any horror film, trailing 2017's It with $123 million, and 2019's It Chapter 2 with $91 million.
That's crazy.
Five Nights at Freddy's is in theaters and also available to stream on Peacock, which I sometimes forget Peacock exists until they say it's on Peacock.
Yeah, I know, and I'm like, oh, that's right. There's only two good things on Peacock, and that's Parks and Recreation and The Office, I think. That's about it. And I guess now Five Nights at Freddy's.
If you're into that.
Speaking of which, there's another film currently out in theaters at the moment, which is Martin Scorsese's new film, Killers of the Flower Moon, which I really need to see. The director's $200 million movie has hit a huge drop in the box office on its second weekend, only earning $9 million, which is nearly a 61% drop off from its opening weekend.
Yikes.
No one really knows why it's doing so bad. It could be the Five Nights at Freddy movie, or it could have been also, it came out roughly around Taylor Swift's concert movie, but who's to say?
That is some big competition.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Who would have thunk? Next on the list, we have, back in August of 2019, Robert De Niro, oh my God, speaking of Killers of the Flower Moon, sued his former assistant, Graham Chase Robinson, for binge-watching Friends on the job and stealing millions of frequent flyer miles. 2 months later, Robinson filed her own lawsuit near the precipice of the Me Too movement, accusing De Niro of gender discrimination and retaliation. The dueling claims, which were largely expected to settle, are now set to go to trial on Monday in New York federal court, with De Niro set to take the stand after opening statements.
Which I realized by saying on Monday, that means today that this episode is about. So, live updates.
There is a Vanity Fair article about Robert De Niro's girlfriend talking about the assistant. I don't know why.
Because she's taking De Niro's side and believes that the girl was, like, from the get-go, she just knew something was wrong with her, like up with her, like she didn't seem like that good of a person. So I think she's also making a statement about it.
If you're just if you're on the job and you're just watching Friends, probably on Peacock,
no sponsored,
not sponsored, and you're just racking up frequent flyer miles, you're basically stealing from your employer, and then you suddenly just, oh, by the way, he's discriminating against me. I don't know if your case is gonna have a nice strong thing, especially if what I've read so far, it seems that he sued first for like, yo, what the hell, what are you doing? And then she sued back. It definitely seems retaliatory. It doesn't seem like something that is going to hold up in court unless she's got evidence. So it will be something to see.
I also forgot that I read, I think it's in the article that we will have in our show notes on our Discord, shameless plug, that De Niro's girlfriend has text receipts of the assistant like texting De Niro and being like, it's either her or me kind of thing. Like she was jealous of the girlfriend. So there's a weird thing going on. We'll see what's true and what's not true.
God, I can't wait for this trial because this is going to sound...
Depp v. Heard all over.
This is going to be some wild stuff.
Yeah. Moving on, according to a new study by the Center for Scholars and Storytellers at UCLA, today's adolescents... Wow, I feel fucking old saying that. Okay, so Gen Z, let's just say that. Gen Z wants less of the sex and trauma seen in shows such as HBO's Euphoria and The Idol, and a lot of other ones, obviously. And they want more storylines reflecting, quote, lives like their own, namely more platonic relationships and less of a focus on romance. So the report also found that teens overwhelmingly disapprove of aspirational content about like wealth and fame, with only 10.5 of respondents listing it as their preference. And then also, I thought this was interesting because this is what the entire show is, our show's about. 50%, 56%, even worse, of adolescents prefer original content over franchises, remakes, or adaptations, which I agree. Literally just talk about franchises on this show.
I agree. I do hate the fact that everything's like a franchise. It's got to be sequels. There's got to be more. It's all about what. There's no jumps on like, oh, what could
original
do better?
One,
what could be doing that? Yeah, I do think that we could maybe shift into like doing different types of studios, maybe directors, different types of like, I wouldn't say like auteurs, you know?
yeah, of course.
And then like, I would say please let's never do a Blumhouse season because I'll kill myself. But
I will also Purge is a Blumhouse production, by the way.
Yes, it is. But however, I think an A24 season would be crazy. I think that'd be funny.
I would love to do that. That would be great. Lastly, though, of the topics that Gen Z did want to see, the top preferences were hopeful, uplifting content with people beating the odds and characters with lives more like their own, which reportedly, that's exactly what I thought too. When I read that, I was like, oh, they want Rocky. Got it. Go check out our last season, guys. Yeah, they just want less romance and more like platonic relationships. Like they just don't want like every guy and girlfriend to like fall in love. And I totally am.
Kiss.
You two should kiss. Just me, you, and the moon. If anyone got that reference, fucking shout out to you. Anyways, so yeah, what do you got?
Now it's time to talk about the government.
Fuck yeah.
The government, the man.
The gov.
The guys in the black suits and the sunglasses, huh?
Men in Black.
Speaking of which, that's another franchise we have to do. Speaking of which, so Biden, he watches movies. Who knew?
What?
You knew at the time. Now, thanks to Tom Cruise, we now have the White House working on AI policy. Okay, Biden's chief of staff, Bruce Reed, told the Associated Press over the weekend that Biden had watched Mission Impossible 7, Dead Reckoning, over the weekend at Camp David. And afterwards, had then asked for more policy to be made regarding AI. So Tom Cruise is basically the reason why we have now more policy being made in the government regarding AI.
All right, let's have a quick little hot take here about this. I'm kind of okay with it. Like,
yes, I'm not.
I think we definitely need to start restricting the use of AI. I think it's almost too accessible, and if it gets put in the wrong hands, bad shit could go down.
Yeah, what do you call it? Scarlett Johansson just is suing Lisa, the AI app, for using her likeness for advertising the app. She has no affiliation. I don't think she even heard about it until she found out it existed and that they were using her likeness. And so she's suing them for using her likeness in order to do it. And the app, I think, is known for doing that kind of stuff, where you can use it to take the likeness of other people and do that. And that kind of ties into the whole matriarch thing of people deep faking porn and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's definitely something that needs to be regulated.
Yeah, I agree. Lastly, and on a very somber note, because we always love to do this to you guys. And I'm sure most of you have already heard this news, but we still would like to take a moment to remember the actor Matthew Perry, who passed away at the age of 54 on October 28th from an alleged drowning in his hot tub. It's not really alleged, he did. It's more of the toxicology tests haven't come back, so they're not sure if what happened. Anyways, he'll be remembered greatly for his role in Friends as Chandler Bing, but I do want everyone to know that the actor did state in a podcast back in 2022 that, quote, "When I die, as far as my so-called accomplishments go, it would be nice if Friends were listed far behind the things I did to try to help other people. I know it won't happen, but it would be nice," end quote, which he was fucking right. Everyone, my whole feed is just Friends now.
Yeah.
But the actor was known pretty well for his work in helping people recover from addiction, because he also struggled with it a lot growing up. So rest in peace, Matthew Perry. So that concludes This Week in Hollywood. You can find all of our sources cited on our Discord channel, which if you're not on there yet, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go join it. It's just a quick click and you get to get all the fun updates. We throw in new trailers in there, which we should throw in the trailer for Planet of the Apes, now that I think about it.
Yep, we will do that. Okay.
Isaiah.
Yes.
What do you have today for Big Lou's Big Brews?
All right. So we have the original Sazerac?
Correct.
Sazerac, okay.
Sazerac, yeah.
So in honor of the First Purge, we are featuring a recipe of some of the details for the first cocktail ever made, the Sazerac. New Orleans is famous for many things: Mardi Gras, beignets, okay. Gumbo, the Superdome. Okay, but perhaps nothing is more famous among drinks aficionados other than the Sazerac, classic cocktail consisting of rye whiskey, absinthe, sugar, and bitters. The exact birth date of the cocktail is elusive and purported to be any time between the 1830s and the late 1800s.
That's the first cocktail ever made? I guess people were just drinking straight moonshine before. I guess they weren't like getting fancy with it yet.
No, that can't be possible, because what were the Romans drinking? Wine? When they were getting drunk in the Colosseums? And
probably wine.
That's true.
There was wine and beer, but they didn't drink beer because they thought it was barbaric. Is that why it's called beer?
I don't think that's why it's called beer.
Barbaric? Am I onto something? Okay, hold on. Never mind. It is it comes from the Latin term meaning to drink. I'm stupid, and let's ignore what I said. Continue. I like mine. I like mine better. Just saying.
I like to be barbaric. It has proliferated during the modern cocktail era and is now can be found in all bars all around the world. If you'd like to learn more, check out the source article for this recipe, which will be linked in our Discord as well. The tasting table. And this recipe comes from liquor.com for the original Sazerac. And the ingredients are going to be absinthe to rinse. I don't know what that means, but okay. 2 ounces of cognac, 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, 3 dashes of Peychaud's bitters, and garnish with a lemon peel.
By the way, absinthe to rinse literally means you pour absinthe into the glass and then you twist it around like you would if you were like washing it out with soap kind of thing, like to get it coated on the inside with absinthe. You don't actually like pour it into the glass. You just kind of like use it to rinse it out.
That is one way to do it.
I know. I don't understand it, but it's a thing.
I'm not a mixologist. What can I say? So to make it, you're going to rinse the chilled old-fashioned glass with absinthe, fill with crushed ice, and set aside. Yeah, get rid of that crap. We don't need it anymore. And add the cognac, simple syrup, and bitters into a mixing glass with ice and stir until well chilled. Discard the ice and any excess absinthe from the prepared glass and strain the drink into another glass. And then express the lemon peel oils over the top of the drink and garnish with the peel.
It sounds fancy.
It does sound fancy.
I like it.
Oh, yeah.
What were you going to say?
I don't know. Like,
I mean, it's whiskey. I'm a lover of whiskey.
that is true. I think it's like a 4 out of 5 for me. I think I'd like it. Cognac.
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5 as well, just because I haven't tried it yet, but I definitely would like to.
I wonder if the absinthe is to like just give it a little kick.
Probably. Where's I thought it was a whiskey drink. Oh, it does. It contains rye whiskey. Okay, but this one does not contain whiskey. This one contains cognac, which is a brandy. I still give it a 4 out of 5. Okay, well, thank you, Lewis, for that. That was great. Can't wait to hear the other ones.
We got a few in here that I'm excited for.
Yeah, for real. Now, we'd like to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's episode, Shaker and Spoon. It is a monthly subscription service that gives you bar quality recipes and ingredients designed by award-winning mixologists. Their latest box, Bourbon, I did it, features amazing, sorry, that really threw me off. Features amazing cocktails.
You were so proud of yourself.
I was, because I was like, wow, that was so smooth. Anyways, that box features amazing cocktail recipes for bourbon lovers with an autumn touch. If you'd like your very own box to drink along with us, then you can head on over to shakerandspoon.com and use our promo code SIPS10 to get $10 off your first subscription. Again, that is promo code SIPS10, SIPS10, to get $10 off. Thank you, Shaker and Spoon. You're amazing. All right, my question is kind of an obvious one. I might as well get it.
I'm not going to question you, but you're going to question me.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's going to happen at some point in this season, so I might as well just get it done and out of the way.
Would you kill somebody?
Yeah, no, kinda. My question is, do you think you would have survived the first ever purge experiment?
No.
Okay, let me give you a hypothetical, because you're not like, I'm not saying you're out in the streets with a gun kind of thing. You're like in your apartment or in your house. Do you think you would survive it?
It depends on how many enemies I made along the way.
How many enemies do you have, Isaiah?
No, I don't know.
Besides me.
Besides you? Besides
you.
you.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I think if I can hunker down, if I had enough time to prepare, I think I could probably manage it.
I mean, you do own a gun, don't you?
I do. Yes, I do.
Okay. So worst case, if someone were to try and come after you, then you might be able to fight them off.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bada bing bang. Pow.
Wow, I hate us right now.
Yeah. No, I think I could survive, but like if we're talking, I got to be out on the street, or like I was living in the towers that those people. No, I'm dead. I'm screwed.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in those towers, you're fucked, basically.
Yeah, so I would not.
Very unfair. Now, do you think you could survive like not the first ever purge, but the purge from 2013, like that first purge?
If I was living in Ethan Hawke's house, I wouldn't have made the decisions they have made, and yes, I would have survived.
Yeah, smart. We'll touch on that next episode, right?
Yes, we will.
Cool.
What about you? What you thinking?
I don't, I'm glad you asked, because I have no fucking clue. I would like to think I could survive it, because like, I feel like a bitch if I say I couldn't. I feel like where I'm at, like if I'm in the same scenario as you, where it's like, I'm just in my apartment kind of thing, I think I'd be okay. I think I don't have a weapon though. So I'm kind of fucked. Actually, yeah. I do have a weapon. I have a blow dart gun. So that'll I'll poke them with a needle.
You have a blow dart gun?
Yeah, I got it when I was like younger, and I thought it was really fucking badass.
I don't know.
Hey, listen, if you're in the purge and you walked in on someone's house and they had a fucking blow dart gun, I would shit my pants. I'd be more scared of that than a gun. I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with this person?
This is a person with a plan, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It depends on all this. How many people are psychopaths?
Yeah. It's like, I don't think I don't think I have any enemies that would go to that extent. I have people that maybe are not a big fan of me, but I don't think they would go to the extent of trying to kill me. At least I hope not.
Well, as your enemy,
As someone who fucking hates you, I will definitely try to kill you. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I would feel okay if Jacob stayed at home with me. I'd be like, you know what? We're probably okay.
Where do you think he's gonna go?
Where do I think he's gonna go?
You're gonna be protecting him. What are you talking about?
True. I'm like, don't worry, babe. I got this.
I got my blow dart gun. Don't worry about it.
Back. Yeah. Hide under the mattress. We'll be okay.
Speaking of mattress, anyway, we'll get to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about some fun facts, shall we?
We can try.
Is there any? Yeah, I was gonna say, is there any?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Congratulations.
Not a shocker there. Wow. I can't wait to hear them.
It's no. There's no facts. There's I tried. I had a week to prepare. Nothing. Got nothing. It was rough. So we're just gonna let's go into it.
Just
gonna try. This will be the quickest. This will be the quickest segment I've ever done. Actor Rotimi Paul, who is the guy who plays Skeletor.
Okay.
He rode the New York City public subway to his audition in full costume makeup.
In New York, you said?
In New York, yeah. So he probably was just a normal
that's
dude.
probably, that's a normal day in New York.
It's that's just another New Yorker.
Yeah.
Maybe the little method acting, who knows? But
maybe.
But no, he rode the subway and no one probably batted an eye.
No, they're probably oh yeah, there he is. That guy.
Now, this film was actually filmed in Buffalo, New York, standing in for Staten Island. So it wasn't actually filmed on Staten Island, with the whole experiment taking place on the entirety of Staten Island. So Buffalo was actually where it's all filmed, and it just stood in.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And for our final fact.
Wow. Incredible.
This movie has grossed $137 million worldwide, becoming the highest grossing entry of the franchise, but has received mixed reviews from critics and its predecessors. So it's okay. It's kind of just okay. It didn't end well.
No, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, but
very soon.
Right now.
Yep, right now. Well, thanks for your facts, Isaiah.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for listening.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the movie now. Let's break this bitch down.
Yes.
So for those who have not seen the First Purge, not the First Purge, but the First Purge.
Yeah.
It is about the First Purge in the franchise. So basically, what happens is to push the crime rate below 1% for the rest of the year. The new Founding Fathers of America, which is this organization that kind of works with the government and stuff, test a sociological theory that vents aggression for one night in one isolated community, which ends up being Long Island.
No, Staten Island.
Staten Island, one of the islands.
One of those islands over there,
Yeah. But then when the violence of oppressors meets the rage of others, the contagion will explode from the Tri-City borders and spread across the nation, which leads into the rest of the series. We have a couple main characters here that we need to kind of talk about. We've got Dimitri is kind of not the main, but I'd say second to main character. I feel like Naya is kind of the main focus.
Yeah.
So there's a set of siblings. There's Naya and Isaiah. Those are the two that are kind of the most important.
I didn't do it. I didn't.
Oh my God. Yeah. You know how crazy it was to hear his name be Isaiah? So we have Naya and Isaiah Charms, brother and sister. Naya knows Dimitri. Dimitri is kind of this drug lordy gangster kind of dude. And Naya knows him because she used to date him and kind of was in that group, but she left because she wanted to get away from that and start a new life the right way. Isaiah is a dumbass. Shocker. Isaiah's a dumbass. And despite his sister's orders during the purge, instead of hiding, running away like she told him to, he decided to join the event to try and get some money because which I don't remember that being a factor in the purge. Does that change?
I don't think so. I think it was just a thing.
I don't remember that then. Well,
it's a thing that I think that was just to get people involved, which I feel like it just kind of defeats the purpose of the experiment in general.
Yeah, because now there's motivation.
Because the whole point is, people will join willingly, but if you're going to compensate them, then they aren't joining
exactly.
willingly.
Yeah. So the new Founding Fathers, basically the group was like, if you join the Purge, we'll compensate you for everything you do. If you wear this camera, these like camera lens eyepieces, that was a weird part of the movie, but we'll get to that.
Another movie having high tech technology in the past.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, if you put them on, we can watch everything you do and you'll get more money the more shit you do, which does, like as I said, it really counteracts the whole purpose of the experiment, because it's supposed to be able to show like what people will actually do when they have free will like that. But it's like, well, yeah, if you're going to motivate them and be like, hey, you probably weren't going to do shit before, but if we give you $5,000 to go kill this person, then they're going to be more likely to go do it.
If you go commit mass genocide, we'll give you $1 million.
Mm-hmm. Which in today's world gets you kind of a decent house.
I was looking at there was a drug house. There was a meth lab that the city seized, and they're selling it in San Jose, California for $1.5 million.
That's insane. There's got to be drugs still in there.
Yeah, no, the city said they got rid of the drugs, but they said they will not clean it. So they will not like do any renovation. They will sell as is. So you have to, and it says the cleaning and making sure that the place is up to code is up to the person who buys it. So not only are they paying the $1.5 million to buy the former drug house, they got to make sure it's up to code and is clean to make sure that it doesn't kill anybody.
Oh my God. That's ridiculous. So yeah, the whole movie is basically surrounded by those three characters. There's a couple other side characters that are not really that important to the overall plot, but turns out, guess what? The new Founding Fathers organization's not good. They basically planted soldiers within Staten Island to go and kill people to kind of like ramp up the violence because no one was doing shit. Everyone was just kind of like having parties and like, they're like, woohoo, Purge night, like fun time. So they're like, okay, we need to make this work so that the government will keep paying us so we can keep doing this experiment. So they secretly threw in a bunch of like what's the word? Military militiants. Yeah, militants. And so then that's when shit goes haywire. So the three main characters basically have to take down the government in that scenario. And they win. So do we want to talk about that part? How they win? How they beat the military?
Winning is
a far stretch.
Yeah, it's a far stretch. Are we really going to use that word?
I don't know what else to use, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Survive,
I guess. They obviously didn't win because there's 5 more movies after this.
Yeah.
So, I do think it's funny that they ended the move on "now we fight." You're like, fight what? Survival again? Yeah. Like the rest of the time? Like,
yeah, that was a little corny.
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, Isaiah, why don't you kind of go first with what you thought of this movie?
Aunt May, oh no.
Oh yeah, that was her, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Marissa Tomei. I was like, oh no, Aunt May, what did
is in this movie?
And she's like, I didn't do it for any. Yeah, she's like, I didn't do it for political reasons. I'm like, you gave your. I don't understand actually, but like your logic can make no sense. Like, oh yeah, you didn't think that some black ops government was going to try and like kill a bunch of people and that they would just be like, yeah, we're going to follow the rules. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, well, like that's stupid. Yeah. The whole monetary gain thing kind of defeats the purpose of anybody actually doing it willingly because that doesn't make any sense. So I do think it's funny that this movie is supposed to take place in like 2016, 2017, because in the next movie, the timeline basically is that this is supposed to take place in 2016, I think. And then you have all this high tech stuff that you never see ever again.
Yeah.
But also the fact that a Halloween poster from 2018 is up on Isaiah's wall.
I saw that too.
Yeah, and it's a movie that won't come out for another 2 years.
That's so weird.
So that's funny. But my main question always, in this will go through all the Purge movies, is why is murder specifically addressed in the Purge announcement? Like, the whole point is that all crime is legal. Why is murder the specific one of being like, yeah, all crime is legal, including murder? Go murder some people. Like, why
probably
is that one
murder
specific?
To me, murder is one of the biggest crimes, in my opinion. That's like one of the like most challenging things to commit. Because like you could go steal from something, like steal from a store and not feel as like regretful as taking someone's like life, you know? So they're like, just letting you know, even the worst of crimes is allowed.
I guess.
That's the only thing I can think of. I'm just trying to help them out.
Yeah, because it just kind of feels weird that's the
Yeah.
specific address.
It's like being like, we've got every ice cream flavor, even cookie dough.
Thank you for that.
In case you were wondering.
The whole technology of recording people through their eyes, like the contact lenses, I understood was like an aesthetic choice to make things like creepier. And then they kind of just like gave up halfway through the movie of using them.
Yeah, he just like takes them out and it's like, all right, well, that's the end of that one.
That gimmick's over. And then one other thing I want to notice is that the two old ladies that were like just randomly sitting there with the dolls that came up once and then disappeared after pranking Isaiah. What was the point? Like, really, there was no point to that. That was like, also, everybody in this damn movie, all the psychopaths, everybody who wanted to murder people are all insanely patient. Like, you're telling me that they've been sitting here setting up traps. Like, also, this purge is only 12 hours, right? It's only 12 hours. You're telling me that they set up this immediately upon the start of the purge, right? They said, okay, the purge has just started and the siren just went off. I'm now going to hide in this grate. I'm now going to hide in this like scaffolding. And I'm just going to sit here and wait and hope that something happens. Like, I'm hoping that somebody comes by on a night that everybody's going to be indoors because, everybody's just going to do whatever the hell they want. You're telling me that these people are just going to sit there and wait? No, that's so stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
I also did think that the making Dimitri, who is the whole point that they drive throughout this movie, especially Naya, is that he is a drug dealer and that he destroys the community more than the purge because he does it all the time and not just when it's legal for 12 hours. But then they kind of make him like the hero, which kind of doesn't make any sense to me. So like, is he redeemed because he's... And it wasn't like, I'm going to stop my drug dealing or anything. No. I just happened to save my friends and my ex. So like, I'm redeemed now. So when the purge is over, now I can go back to drug dealing and everybody's gonna like me. Like, what was the point?
Yeah, there didn't really feel like there was any redemption arc because there wasn't really anything he redeemed from. It wasn't like, like you said, like it wasn't like he stopped what he was doing. He wasn't like a changed man. He just happened to be there.
Yeah, like if he didn't, would he just not have been done anything? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. But those are my thoughts. I did think the ending was absolutely wild, especially with the explosion. The fact that they didn't hit the mirror.
The fucking mattress.
The mattress.
Yeah,
the mirror,
why didn't they shoot the mirror?
They're like, open fire or something, and then they start shooting. Are they shooting at the mirror? The one he's clearly like pointing out in the middle of the hallway, like.
And also, he saw at least 4 or 5 times. We can see that he can see the fucking bazooka or whatever it's called. I forget. Rocket. What are those called? Rocket launcher. The guy with the rocket launcher. Like, he could clearly see it because it shows him looking at it 4 or 5 times. And it's not until right before the guy's about to shoot it that he's like, oh, get the fuck out. It's like, what did you think he was going to do with it? Like,
I'm just setting this up, guys. I'm just here to scare you.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm not going to pull the trigger. Like, no, dude, of course. What the fuck? Also, it was super convenient timing that Crazy Head came in at that time.
Oh, yeah. They definitely needed an ex machina to save the people.
Yeah, because how the fuck would you survive otherwise?
Yeah, like he got stabbed in the back and then we just forgot about him for like a half hour.
Yep. He was just a weird like character. He did not need to be there at all.
No, it was
he served no purpose. He had no backstory. So it wasn't like, well, how do we even know that? Like, what's the connection here? Just like this dude, that's fucking psycho. So weird.
It was so weird. I don't even know how to. Yeah, so there's that. Anything else? I'm sure you have.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, what'd you rate it?
Oh right. I think I gave it a 2.
2. Okay, that's 2. Not bad.
I think because I have a feeling it gets worse.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I have a feeling that some of the movies are not going to get better than this. There was a few moments that I laughed. It was entertaining to a degree.
Oh, it was such a funny movie, but like in my opinion, they weren't intending to be funny, and I just thought it was funny. I felt like overall, the list of characters we were given, I felt like none of them had any redeeming traits about them. They were all kind of like just annoying. Like Dimitri was just not a great guy overall. Naya was kind of just like annoying. Isaiah was dumb. Sorry, Isaiah. There just wasn't any characters that I was like, oh my God, I hope they don't die in this situation. I was just like, impartial to all of them.
Mhm.
I think the dialogue was pretty cheesy at a lot of points. Cheesy, cringy. Like, and at the end where she's like, "What now?" And he's like, "Now we fight." I was like, "What the
God.
boo?"
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Skeletor really made me think of like a fucking Marvel villain gone wrong. Like he should be in one of the new Guardians of the Galaxy movies kind of thing. Like he was so comedically placed. I don't know how else to explain it other than just like, why was he even created in the first place? Other than to be like just this, what's the word?
Ex Machina?
I guess so. I was going to say
he's there to save the day just because the characters need to be saved.
Exactly. I also think that like you can obviously tell Michael Bay produced this, like without a doubt. Which can we just talk about like the fucking slow-mo explosions and shit that were so unnecessary? It's just like, oh God. I think he produced most of these movies or all of them?
All of them.
Okay, great.
So
Can't wait for that. Great. Now, Dimitri, did they ever establish how he knew how to fucking fight as good as he does? No. Like, is he fucking John Wick or some shit?
Because he never explained that.
He just single-handedly took on like 5 people at once at one point. And I was like, you mean to tell me this man who's just like a drug lord happens to know like Taekwondo and fucking all this other shit? Like, what the hell? It was just so weird and like didn't feel natural at all. Like he didn't take like any hits.
Nope. That man tanked everything. He knew he was doing.
Yeah, I really don't have anything good to say about this movie. I did not like it. I was like, oh my God, is it almost over? It just felt kind of dumb and I felt like they could have done a lot more with it. And I mean, I kind of liked the storyline with the NFFA planting soldiers into the experiment to boost the kill rate and stuff. Like that was an interesting concept, but they just didn't execute it the way that they should have. I'm not entirely sure what it should have been, but definitely not that. I give it a 1 out of 5.
That's fair.
Yeah. I know you said there's worse ones, and I'm okay with that. I will also give them either a 1 or a half a star if I need to.
That's rough.
Yeah. I don't know. I just did not like that movie. No bueno.
That is fair because that was it was a movie. That's all I can say about it.
That's about all you can say. Well, guys, sorry, we have nothing else to say but bad things today about this movie. But if you watched it yourself, let us know what you thought about it. You can comment if you're listening on Spotify. There's a little question area you can answer at the bottom and let us know what you thought about today's episode or what you thought about the movie even. If you loved it, we need to talk. If you hated it,
we need to talk about your tastes in movies.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, thank you for listening to today's episode. Be sure to follow us on Instagram so you can get any and all updates regarding the show. Be sure to check out our Discord as well so you can get news updates. We get all of our show notes are in there. There's other people that are also in here that are fans of the show, so you can talk to them. You can even talk to us.
I may not want to talk to you though.
Ooh, Isaiah, these are our listeners. He doesn't mean it, guys. If you'd like to send us some of your favorite or least favorite movie suggestions, then you can also send those in at silverscreensips@gmail.com. And we will see you all next week with the First Purge. The real First Purge, 2013.
The real First Purge. It's First Purge.
Not the First Purge 2018, but the First Purge.
The First Purge.
All right. We'll see you guys then. Bye.